So to put some .28, that's because I have pictures of one of my friend's cats. So after I do this and 3 YouTube shorts, so 2 other YouTube shorts and then last night short, we'll be watching an anime called Citizens of the Vampire. It's leaving Netflix on the 16th of April because last day to watch is the 15th of April. And let's start reading this. Closed for the night, anyway, due to the bar. They were all donating bottles of wine and soft drinks too. Someone had an iPod and excellent speakers they often used for parties with a huge range of music. Mostly light pop stuff that everyone could sing along to. There was a small jingling team already down in the town that were jingling out the main roads and the side roads leading up to the Mankium. Thankfully, most of the main roads in the town had been gritted the night before, even if the roads leading into the town hadn't been. So if they didn't have mountains of the stuff to get rid of. She quickly typed her reply, including everyone who had texted her, and the 5 people on her part of the telephone tree. She explained that the food was covered, asked if anyone willing to help with the dingling could go down to the town with a spade, and if anyone had access to a big van that could go around and collect all the tables and chairs. She also asked if anyone could donate some tablecloths and candles too. She waited a moment to see if she got any replies, and within a few minutes, several texts had come in with whole families agreeing to be part of the digging team. 2 people with large vans had offered their help with collecting the tables, and several people had said they would bring tablecloths and candles to the marquee. Although it wasn't anything like Maggie had planned, the ball could at least go ahead in one way or another. She called her friend back. Maggie, I have food planned, sandwiches and cakes, and people are bringing their own drinks and people have paid £40 for these tickets and we're going to give them sandwiches. They'll be asking for their money back. No, they won't. It's for charity, and the people in this town care about the bar. No one will give it to whether they are eating sandwiches or some chicken stuffed with zucchini and cheese. And sandwiches is better than no food at all. Now stop being so mourning and listen to what I've sorted out. Maggie was silent for a moment. Okay, she said, quietly, subtly, she asked justified. Penny explained the plan and that she was going to get down to the marquee to help set up as things started to arrive. Maggie agreed to meet her there as soon as she could get through the town. Penny hung up. That would be a problem for her too. Her car was no match for the amount of snow that was sitting on her driveway, and the freezer van was too old and weak to make it through either. Once she got to the main road, she would probably be okay. But the drive was so long, it would take the next 3 or 4 hours to dig her car out. Henry's Range Rover might be able to get out, and the Christmas ball needed all the help it could get at the moment. She pulled her coat on, hat and gloves on, and ran downstairs. She hovered for a moment outside the connecting door. It was silent on the other side. Had they perhaps killed each other the night before? She knocked endlessly on the door, and a huge shadow loomed near the window. For a second, but it was opened. Henry smiled briefly at her before the smile faded and vanished. He looked tired and unbelievably sad. Behind him, Penny could see Daisy reading on the sofa, suspiciously ignoring both of them. Oh, you better make it up with your daughter, man. Henry, I need your help. The snow has caused massive problems for the bar. No one can get to the town to deliver the tables and chairs and food. I have a plan for farming, but I need to get down to the town to help. You want me to take you down? Yes. Sorry. She glanced at Daisy. I know this isn't the best time, but my car just won't make it. Henry grabbed his coat and shoes straight away. Not even questioning it. But to Penny's great surprise, Daisy was getting into her coat and shoes too. Henry glanced at Penny and shook stupidly. He wasn't about to argue. Between them, they managed to dig the wheels out and they bundled into the car. It had stopped snowing and the sun was now trying to make an appearance. Henry moaned the car slowly down the drive. The car was struggling, but at least they were making steady progress. Finally, they hit the road that would take them to the town. It was covered in snow, but because the Goody Lotard had obviously been out the night before, it wasn't as bad as her drive. They drove in complete silence down to the town, and Penny had no idea what to say to make this solution any better. The fact that Daisy was coming with them to help with the ball stood for something. But Penny still didn't know where she stood in her relationship with Henry. As they drove round the corner, Penny got her first glimpse of the town. Every footlook glistening under a layer of sparkle cotton wool. It looked like something from a movie set as it twinkled in the midday sun. She had never seen the town look so beautiful before, and it was a dramatic sight framed against the icky blue backdrop of the sea. "Look," Penny pointed out to Daisy, forgetting for a moment that they weren't on speaking terms. Daisy leaned forward, and for a second, just a brief moment, her face reflected the great awe of the scene. Before the sudden grumpiness returned, and Daisy sat back in her seat. Penny sat and stared at the town for a moment before she slowed round to talk to Daisy. "I am really sorry that we lied to you. It was never our intention to hurt you. Everything happened between me and your dad so quickly, and neither of us expected it to. We just wanted you to get a bit more settled in, make some friends, be comfortable here before we suddenly announced that we were dating. I'm so sorry. I really am." Daisy looked out the window and refused to even acknowledge that Penny had spoken. Penny glanced back at Henry, who shook his head in warning, telling her not to push it any farther. Penny sat back in her seat and sighed. "We need to stop at the Pitchford first, pick up a few outdoor heaters and take them to the marquee so they can start warming up the place." Henry nodded. As they got closer to the main town centre, the roads became a lot clearer. There were loads of people in the street digging the snow off the roads, and it made Penny smile to see how everyone was laughing and joking with each other. This was not a problem for the people of Whitecliff Bay. This was a day out or an adventure. They stopped at the Pitchford, and with Daisy's help and a few of the passengers they managed to load 4 heaters into the back of the Range Rover. They drove up to the marquee, which was in a field on the headland overlooking Silver Cove Beach. The road hadn't quite been cleared in that part of the town, but with a little help from the sun that seemed to be melting some of the snow, and Henry's car, they soon made short work of it. They unloaded the heaters, and Henry helped to set them up. Luckily, the power generation and the cables had been delivered along with the marquee a few days before, and the porters. Penny knew had been delivered the day before. So that was something. I'm going to help with the digging, Daisy announced, walking out to the marquee before Henry could say anything. I'll get some more heaters from the other pubs. The sooner this place is warm, the better. Penny nodded and watched him go. He hadn't kissed her. He'd given her no sign at all that everything was going to be okay. Okay, between them. A van arrived and several tables were unloaded. And Penny had to force her attention away from her crumbling relationship to make sure they were set up in the right place. With no crumb of hope from Henry, Daisy still walking around under a black cloud and the marquee nowhere near ready. It was going to be a long day. We're going to be in chapter 25 tomorrow. Let me count how many pages that is in 25. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 6, 7. 7. So there's 7 for 25, and then I don't know what Equal. Well, it must be chapter 26, but it says Pin Glue Christmas Day. So I'm guessing this is the end, chapter 25, and then this is like the little end bit. And then I'll count how many pages is for the Christmas Day one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, someone nearly finished. No, it's not fair. I like this book. I want it to be more story. Well, I'll be on chapter 25, and I guess we can read the Ecolopia bit. But I'll just name it chapter 26/Ecolopia. So chapter 25 tomorrow. Bye guys.